Can you hear me? Damn, man, I hope that wasn't all on pause. The last 11 minutes. We're going to have to edit that out if it was. You know what I mean? So, hopefully, we didn't just get together and start talking about this project because my stupid device was on mute. Anyway, if you're just joining us, or if you just started hearing me, sorry about that, you guys. It's my first day. We're working on this red cat truck. Maybe I'll show you the shot of the front of it real quick. So this red cat truck is working on the Gen 7. I hope everybody has heard what I was saying. And whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to start taking the body off using this Traxxas set of tools. As I just said, Traxxas is one of the biggest names in RC, and they make some really high quality and big heavy equipment. This is obviously they make these tools, but they also make custom bodies and a huge a number of different types of RC vehicles. They're just one of the biggest names around. So, as I said, we're going to start taking the truck apart, which it has a Velcro in the middle, and will take us back over to back into it. And like I said, there's screws all the way around that allow us to take this interior body off. This tool right here is one of the tools that came with it, that is part of the Traxxas set. It's sort of on the lines of a ratchet. You turn it which way you want it to go. So that's lefty-loosey, so that's what we want. Only thing I haven't figured out is how to make these tools stay in. It says push here, and if you put it there and push, it feels like it clicks into something, but it just doesn't seem to work for me. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So it doesn't matter because I don't need it to go the other way. I just need it to go this way, right? So here we are. We're going to take our first little tool, our first piece off. We're going to get a little more light in there so you guys can see. This is the first screw that we're taking out of the body. As I said, this tool kit is really, really cool. Got to find a really good place to put all of my screws so that we don't lose them. Here I'm using just a roll of tape to hold on to your stuff. Harbor Freight has a really cool little magnetic sort of bowl that you can buy, and it keeps all of your screws and hardware safe. So it looks like we got 3 screws on a side here. So far, pretty easy, at least down the sides. Looking around, I don't see any other side ones. We have 3 more on the other side, obviously. Looks like there's 4 in the top of the truck also. Sorry, all you can probably see is my hands in here. Wow, this one's long. Yeah, this one's long. Yeah, this is like the longest one. So it seems like those bottom guys are going to be kind of on the long side. See if we can get in here a little bit. And you can see these ones that are up here in the top. This one feels shorter. Maybe not, though. Whoops. I wish there was a way to make this stay. See, I don't know if you guys can see, but even the design of the truck is designed to fit this tool in here. Oh, you guys can't even see that. Hold on just one sec. Hold on just one sec. Having a little tech problem here. All right, sorry about that, guys. Easy to get distracted, you know what I'm talking about. Look around, I see everything I need to do. Yeah. All right. Let's get back into taking out the screws to release the body on this machine. Again, this is a Gen 7 Red Cat RC truck. We are removing the body. The next way we have to do it is the other way. So I think we're going to turn the truck around and see if I can flip the camera so you guys can see the other direction. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to move our equipment back a little bit. You know, it'd be good if I had something that would keep the truck up. Alright, so now we're going to move the this camera. All right. All right, so we're just leaving this brayer in here so that you guys can see the location of the other screws connecting the body to the chassis here. Oops. Keeping this thing up is a challenge. All of a sudden you start to really appreciate the ratchet screwdriver. Alright. Once we get to a certain point, you can use your fingers, but you got to be careful because remember we found that one that was really, really long. So we know we got these guys. Whoop. You guys see that okay? Sorry about this. Let's get rid of that view. Looks like we missed a couple of top ones, so we got to go up in here and take those guys out. Same thing about the ratchet. Very convenient to be able to ratchet this. Now it seems to me that the screws through the roof are the smaller screws, even though I thought that they were the longer one. Oh, pull that brayer out because it's not helping at all. All right, we got the first roof screw out. Again, I don't know that you guys can see. In fact, I'm sure you can't see this. See if I can back the camera up a little bit again. All right, how's that? All right, cool. So if you look right here, you see that once again, they have moved everything out of the way for the purpose of us being able to loosen all of the bolts inside. So like this one right here, it's at a downward angle. So it would be kind of a pain if this support right here was up a little, right? Because then we'd have to reach around a corner. Whoops. Oh, wrong way. Remember the old adage, righty tighty, lefty loosey? Whoa! Looks like these guys hold the roof rack on. I should have realized that. All right, so it looks like we really just have a couple bolts left. Just one sec. So now we got the roof rack off. Truck looks different already. Do, like I said, wish that it would stay. Now the problem here now is that the roof of the body of the truck is almost off. So that means that it's going to flop around a little. Kind of a pain. Oops. Put this in with our other screws. And now we're down to our last screw, I think. Okay. Which is this body screw here. Looks like the last one. Everything else appears to be out. I see this particular pieces here. So now we have a whole different looking truck, because now we have the stripped down version. Yikes! Man, sorry about that. So now we're looking at the stripped down version of our truck. Let me jump up and show you that. So here's the truck we just took apart. Here's the body that we're going to work on. So we're in great shape now. So now we can take the roof rack. Oops. So we can take the roof rack that was on there, which is pretty cool. You know, it's got shovels and extra tire and stuff. So we can take that guy away. We could take the rest of the RC truck away, because we don't need anything to do with the chassis, power supplies or anything like that. We're pretty much all good with that. Put that on the side. Now we're going to take a look at the roof of the truck underneath all that junk. Do not need our tool. Well, let's hold off just one sec, because inside here there appears to be these side flange panels. Do we need them? You know, I don't know. But maybe we should think about taking them off anyway, right? Because if we are painting the whole truck, down in this corners on the side would make it difficult. But the other argument would be, if you guys can see this, the body itself is really, really thin. So my worry is that we'd work on it and we damage it in some way, because this, which is working as a stiffener, was messed up in some way. But there is still a little bit of accessories attached to the side. One would be the snorkel, which is right in here. For this one, I think we're going to have to just use fingers, which is not too bad. You want to take off all the accessories, obviously, because if you were painting a real truck, would you leave, the muffler on? This is a snorkel, meaning it's a muffler for water, for going into the water. This would give you keep you from running out of compression. Oh, that guy looks a little bit smaller. So we got to jump over to a guy that's a little smaller than that guy. This is the reason to buy the whole Traxxas set, because what if there's a different screw? This is the side mirror. Another accessory that we don't really need. Looks like my other side mirror broke off, so we don't need to keep the broken piece there. Okay, so now we got all the accessories off, and we saved all of our side pieces. You can see this truck absolutely could use a clean job. Paint, could absolutely use a paint job. Look at how dusty and kind of messed up it is. Now this particular truck has this damage right here. I think I probably crashed it into something. I'm going to tape the inside of that when we're done painting with just a little Gorilla Tape. This stuff, that'll work fine. I was just looking at how much the replacement plastic bodies cost, and they're very inexpensive. I think they're around $10 or $15 each. So you could customize, put a whole bunch of bodies together, and then go to an event and have your truck, have different bodies and look like different trucks, but it's, you just switch the chassis out. Another thing that's important for me is to always make sure you keep your stuff put away. You keep your wrenches where they go, keep your tools, like your adjustment tools and stuff. Make sure that you do that, because invariably, if you don't take good care of your tools, they won't be there when you need them. Now, there's a bunch of tools in here. Have I used them all? No, I have not. And do I feel like I ever will use them all? I don't know. It depends on what I'm doing to a truck. But I would rather buy the tools, the right tools the first time, than be spending a bunch of time going back and forth to the RC store, either using their equipment or buying the equipment that I need, or the tools, that is, that I need. It seems like a lot of trucks use their own size screws and stuff. I haven't taken a lot of trucks apart, but a few, and many of them have their own set of parts. So like I said, this is the Traxxas toolbox. Whoops. This one here is the Traxxas toolbox. So next thing we're going to do after taking everything apart is I think we're going to think about what we want to do as far as these side flanges, right? So these guys, we might wind up taking them off, we might not. I'm not really sure. Kind of interested in painting under them. What do you guys think? How about some comments? Anybody got one out there? We are, whoops, don't need that. I guess we should probably take the body off, I guess, which is frustrating because we just got to the spot where we had our tools put away. They look like the bigger one again. Yep. All right, this will be quick, I think, We'll just get in here and knock these guys out. Of course, they'll be as tight as possible. All right, next one. All right, next one. Oops. All right, get that guy out. I'm kind of leaving the screws in because I plan to pull them all off at the same time. That guy. now we grab each of these screws out. Now we get the flange off. Okay. All right. Almost done. Couple more. Looks like we got about 2 more after this one. This is where it starts to get a little on the scary side, because now we're taking out the bulk of the support around the edges of the truck. I think it's the right thing to do, but now the truck is going to be more than a little fragile. Okay, so now we have all of the side pieces off, all of our accessories off. We have all of our, next is going to be to clean the truck up a little. So we're just going to clean the truck up next, and we're going to see if we can get some of the stickers that come with the truck off. Is it important to remove the stickers? You know, you could paint over them, but some of these are on the windows, so I want to try to see if we can get them off without painting over them. Awesome. All right. So for this, we're going to use your basic razors and X-Actos. First one that we're looking to get rid of is this one here. That says Interceptor. I actually don't even know if that's a sticker or if it's just part of the truck. Yeah, it looks like that guy's just part of the truck. This guy over here, the Gen 7 logo, really looks like a sticker. Because it's so thin, you can really cut yourself easily with it. Don't really want to bleed all over everything in the room, so just 1 sec so I can put a piece of tape on that. Getting cut live on camera. That's nice, huh? Whoa, getting blood on your clothes, also nice. Alright, we just throw a little tape around this bad boy so that the blood doesn't get on our gear. And we'll try to deal with that guy a little bit later. We'll not be doing him that way again. Alright. Plus, like, if you look around, you can see that the razor was actually, like, definitely damaging the side of the vehicle. And so taking this sticker off, but cutting my finger and just, you know, hurting the vehicle is not cool. But I don't need these logos at all. You know, these logos are advertisement for Red Cat, which is I appreciate, but at this point we're not going to use them. So you can see this one is the other Gen 7 one. Pop that guy off, throw him out. Now the front sticker, Let's see if we can show you. All right, the front sticker, which is like the lights and stuff, it's kind of fine. I got to decide down the road if I want to cut these spots out to put actual lights in. I've been going back and forth about it. I kind of think it's cool. I kind of think, I don't know if I need it. It does take up a bunch of your battery. In fact, I think some folks actually add a separate battery just for that. This time we're going to be a little more careful so that we don't cut ourselves again. This time we're working on the Red Cat license plate looking thing, also a sticker. For this, all we need to do is get it started so I have something I can grab onto. So we're just getting that license plate off. There we go. Same with the rear. The lights in the back, I think we're going to leave those stickers on too. They look all right. I have damaged one pretty good. The door handle stickers, they're indented, so they wouldn't look as good if we didn't have them. And then this guy here, let's take a look at if we can get him with the straight razor. With the razor, let's see if we can get it. Now, it seems like it's part of this coating that's on the plastic to represent the windows. Again, I was talking earlier that you can customize these trucks to the nth degree. And a lot of people cut out their driver windows and windshield and place clear plastic ones in, so you can place some sort of an interior and a driver. I think that's really fun and cool. This is my driver. He's a zombie action figure. You don't find that a lot, zombie action figures. You can get to play with a zombie. Sort of fun stuff. So anyway, next step, now that we've gotten all the extraneous accessories off, we've got all the stickers off, that we want to use. So now we're going to clean the truck. I got this rag here, and we're just going to wipe all this dust off. Right? Because obviously the truck is real dirty. Now I feel like for me, let me get this up here a little bit again. There we go. You see that okay? Of course not. All right. So the truck is pretty messy. I think that's as far back as I can go with that camera. Okay, much better. Okay, so now we got this rag, and we're going to use it to wipe the truck down. But how I like to do it is put my hand in it and hold it up, because it's really fragile, the body of this thing. So you want to try to, not break it, obviously. This stuff down here, right, is junk left over from the panels. This here is the glue from the sticker. You want to try to wipe this down pretty good, because if you don't get the bulk of whatever junk is on the truck off, when you paint, it'll be sitting on top of that junk, right? And at some point the junk might fall off. If the truck gets wet or something, then the bond of the paint to the body will be compromised. So basically leave you with your paint falling off because of the fact that you glued it to dirt. Not really difficult to paint these trucks. To clean these trucks. They're, it's pretty simple. They're pretty small. Don't have to worry a huge amount about this bottom area here, because there's a real good chance we're going to be putting these running boards back on, or whatever this sort of trim is. Up here is probably one of our most important places to clean, because this is a high visibility location. I have nothing on this rag but water. I imagine if I find a lot of spots that I can't get the stuff off of, for example, the glue that was under the sticker, I'll use something like Dawn. Dawn is really, really gentle on, like, I don't know, on everything. And it is a serious miracle formula that, like, literally does everything. I recently bought an Airstream, and it had been outside for 25 years in the woods. So it was covered in sap and that kind of stuff on the outside. And I went out there with Dawn and literally cleaned all the sap off the Airstream. Went from looking like an abandoned vehicle to looking like something in the beginning of customization or restoration. I feel like what I'm doing to the Airstream is more like customization because I'm not restoring it to anything. I'm giving it new life in a new concept, in a new job. Right. So now we're working on the back of this car, this truck. Make sure you just scrub it out pretty good. Don't have to go crazy. We're painting over it. I always go back and forth about, do you paint over everything, like the windows and stuff, or do you just paint over where you want your graphics to go? This one, we're going to go with probably painting the whole truck, because one of the things I want to change is this is a glossy truck, and I'd like it to be matte. I plan to spray this truck with a clear coat at the end, so no matter what happens, it'll come out matte. But between now and then, we're going to hope to use as much matte paint as possible. Got the razor that just cut my hand. Got to be getting rid of. I mean, one sec here. All right. So, what is next? Guess I'd kind of be interested in taking off these engine stickers that are right here. Hey, see what I said? The thing does not want to stay with us. I just want to get under the corner here so we can get this sticker started. See a place where we can start it. There we go. All right. Sometimes I have a tool that I could use for this job. I have a really large pair of tweezers that sometimes work for this stuff, but sometimes they just don't grab things hard enough. Like that one was too small, so we want to keep trying to get under this one. There we go, it's starting. Seems to really want to stay. Oh, that might be the one. There we go. I like the idea of there being an engine, some engine detail there, but I think I'll just paint it. Still seems to be some stickers that I missed. Watch out for my finger this time. That ain't gonna work from that side. almost. It's easy to grab pieces of it, but not so easy to actually get the whole thing. There we go. Now what I'm using the razor for, obviously, is to try to just to get under the sticker enough that we can get it off. Try not to poke it with your X-Acto or anything like that. Try not to trim the body. If you get too close to the sticker, you'll just peel the top layer of plastic off with it. I've done that more than a few times. Because these trucks obviously are pretty thin. So, see, it's easy to get the sides of this sticker peeled, but it's the inside that don't want to work with us. And then if you're not careful with the knife, you trim the top coating off. And this is a big part of what we're trying to grab here. All right, so there we go. I know you guys can't see great around my hands. We got most of that guy off. So now we just got to get this little piece that wanted to stay. All right, there we go. Try to keep your blade clean, like I said, and if you can get under that sticker, more power to you. So we're getting off this final sticker on the side of the engine here. So definitely what I'm trying to do is just to get under the edge of this sticker. All right, almost. As I said, this point is really important that you're careful, because you can either get under the sticker more or trim the piece you pulled off up in half, which sucks. All right. Almost. There we go. All right, mercifully. We have the final, we got the last sticker off except for this Interco Tire Company. I need just 1 sec, you guys. Be right with you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next step. Which is going to be a little bit complicated. So you guys can watch what we're doing. We're going to send this to the, we're going to send our initial stencil to the cutter, just the shape, so that we can help to locate where we want the graphic, to go. So we're going to have to add another camera here. Okay. Okay. So here is the stencil, how it's going to look. Down here we have the physical letters of the Cheetos logo, and this is the outline of what we're going to use. So you see this guy goes right in front of that guy, and is the same shape. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to hide that guy on our desktop, and we're going to work on a device called the Silhouette Studio. I'm going to grab my camera and kind of walk you guys over there. I can't really think of a way I could show you much more as far as what the device looks like. So we're going to take a look over there right now, and we're going to see kind of what you guys think. All right. So first thing we got to do is we got to flip our camera. Really one. Okay. So now we have our camera, and we'll switch over to that. So here's our live camera. There's our truck all cleaned off. Kind of good to go. We got our roof rack stuff all cleaned off. Everything in the back. It's looking pretty much good to go. So what I wanted to show you guys is this device, which is called the Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Cutter. Now you just saw this, and this is the program running on my machine. And I'm going to take you guys over and show you what the actual cutter looks like. So, oops. So the cutter is literally a printer with a knife instead of a gun, right? Because a printer shoots ink onto your piece of paper, and this moves a blade around. Pretty much the same idea, though, as far as tracing something you're working with. So we're going to take a walk over there real quick, say hello to my dog. This device right here is the Silhouette Cameo. Super cool product. This is the new version of it. When I used to have it, it had no lights like that. Now you just turn it on, and ooh, everything turns on, lights up, and even the word cameo comes later. I think that's really, really, really fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to send our cut information over to that device, and it's going to cut the stencil for us out of acetate. What I'm using for the acetate, sorry about that. What we're using is this transparency film. If you were with me yesterday, you heard me talking about it. This transparency film is for overhead projectors and laser printers, and in today's world, I just don't believe people are using overhead projectors and laser printers as much as they once were. We have a whole bunch of this stuff laying around your office supply type stores. So they're very inexpensive. I think I actually got these particular ones on eBay. But like I said, I got a couple cases for nothing, $3 maybe. And that's the deal with that. So here's what we have to do next. So we're going to take our sheet of acetate, which you probably can't even see, right? And we're going to grab the mat that goes with the cutter. This guy right here is a Silhouette map. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Silhouette right there. Whoops, our camera's upside down. There we go. A little less, a little clearer. The word Silhouette is right there on a clear surface. So the chance of you seeing it seems unlikely. All right. So the surface of the mat here is a comes sticky, right? So it's pre-made to come sticky. Now this stencil we're using is mostly in this upper corner. So you want to place the stencil, your stencil material in this case, which is the overhead projector film, onto this sticky surface. Now, if you take a look at these two things, you see that the on my screen is a grid, and on the map is a grid, and they equal each other. So they allow us to know exactly on the map where the stencil is going to live. And also what size the stencil will be, because each of the squares here and there are 1 inch. Then they're broken up into 4, which are obviously 1/4 inches. So it's almost like a ruler map. Do I wish they had rulers? I do, just so it would be a little quicker than counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 5 inches, Now this is a 12 by 12 mat, which is the size, is the largest size you can put through the silhouette as a single piece of material. You can put a roll of material into the silhouette, and it'll, you can do any width, any length that you want. Most of those are, I think 12 is the maximum width of the silhouette, so they go more length. You know what I mean? So if that was true, we would set up this design to reflect an ongoing piece of material, as opposed to a finite one. So now you guys, we had talked about laying this out and that kind of stuff in the last program. I will show you guys that if you click on this, it's completely adjustable. If we grab this guy and move him over here, only problem with this one is the white box, but when you select a trace, you just move that. This guy lives behind that guy, so I can't show you over him. But if you just look, you can see that this outline is this outline. So this is going to allow us to place our artwork and make sure that it works before we cut, this stencil. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but there's 3 stencils. We have this one, which is another piece that's going to go on the back of the truck at size there. See if we can get a little closer. Yeah, there we go. So you can see this stencil here is his signature. This is the same stencil we're working on now, and we're going to load up some new ones, like a new tab, right? And we're going to say open, which will bring us in here, right? And we can take a look. I think we have to jump back over to Photoshop for a sec. Whoops. There we go. And we need to turn this layer off, turn this layer on, and then, we can use the keyboard shortcut Command-Shift-S, which is save as, right? And we don't need this to be a JPEG. We don't need it to be a Photoshop document or a PSD. We just need it to be a JPEG, and then we want to just say orange. Why do I feel like I did that already? I don't know. But we're going to say orange Cheeto. Enter. So now you just enter again, right? And then we jump over to Silhouette Studio, Command-O, which is the same one as Photoshop. Grab Cheeto Orange, and you see here we have the yellow, or the... I feel like I called it orange. I meant to call it yellow. Jump in here and say save as. Either way, we'll call the other one yellow. So we have this one. We can also right click on here and say copy, jump back to our white letter stencil, which is here, and say paste. You can paste in front if you want. This one we do want to paste in front, right? And we need to resize so that it fits that other piece. I believe. Oh, we don't need registration marks. I thought there was a way to take away the background. Either way. So we just go back into Photoshop real quick. We see that there's nothing else in there. I thought that we had... It looks exactly like the last one. Command open. Command Z is the same in here as it is in Photoshop. So let's just move on. It doesn't really matter about this background thing. We can edit this, bring it out to the size of the other pieces. So in here you go, select trace area. What we're going to do with this logo is we're going to trace it, right? So we go in here and we drag like this. For this particular one, we don't need the background. Once you got this, this box here, the selection, you can adjust your selection to include larger pieces, really anything you want. And then once you have it all set, we're gonna trace it. Now here are some options. Trace outer edge, that's what we used on our highlight. Trace and detach basically just means it's gonna trace it and pull it away from the background. Let's try that one. Oh, that didn't work. Z and Z again. So we got our trace layer. I mostly use trace, right? Because that's the best. That's what we're asking it to do, right? To trace it, So we just say trace. Then you can grab this artwork. Man, what is going on? Why did it not trace? Did I not have the area selected? All right. Oh, maybe because this thing is still selected. Nothing's better than having like a problem. Oops. Gotta make sure you select this and then drag to select what you want. Solid fill. Not sure what's going on there. Let's try to open that again. How we get to that trace panel is through panels, trace. You'll notice that all of Silhouette exists in these sort of boxes of, like it's a menu, but it's a drop down, a little different than Photoshop. Everything looks fine. Huh, just not working. We're over here, it worked fine. Let's see if we can trace this one. There are no layers really. Trace options. Everything we got here is what we want to use. Man, I don't know what's going on. Let's try. Let's see what happens if we go into panel. I think we go to show send page. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to use. Looks like we had a little software update here. Looks like we got to throw that in really quick. So now we can mess around over here, I guess, a little bit more. Just don't understand what's happening there. Why it's not giving us trouble. You can hear the device turn on behind me. All right, we're back in our design page. I'm going to jump back into white lettering. I said drag this over here. So now this is what we want to use for our location. Now if you take a look at it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 11 and a half wide. 1, 2, whoops. If you click it, it'll tell you. It's 5.52 inches by 3.26 inches, which is about the size on the side of the truck that I wanted to use. So we're going to give that a shot. We're going to show our send page, and the send page is like we were just talking about, like we were just in here. You want to switch what you're what you're going to do to acetate, which we did. Select a different action. This actually happened to me on my last silhouette. It's very funny that of all things, acetate wouldn't be on here. Vinyl, sticker paper. So you got to find what you're going to use. I am using acetate. Try 2. The rest of this stuff seems fine. These are all options. One of the ones I often, well, the most important one is here. This is our, whoops, let's try that again. The most important one is down in here. This is our blade depth. This particular silhouette, as compared to the last one that I was using, is very, very cool because it pulls up, it adjusts the blade itself. I find this to be really, really awesome. So all we have to do is say we want this to be saved, and we call it acetate sheets, and we say enter, and so now we have acetate sheets with this setup. So we have save. So now we cut it up, and in here we have acetate sheets, and I don't know what tool 2 means. What? Let's try this again. Right, let's go back in here. I don't know what card means really. Other, up here we want to use our, what happens again? Going to give us the same error. This stiff. Don't want it to think it's balsa wood. right, so now we want to use projector film. See what it says. Come on. Not there. How about there? Cut. All right. So now we feed this guy in. We're going to feed this guy into the silhouette. I am going to bring the little camera over with us again so you can take a look at that and see how we did it. We also need to go, before we go there, let's go back in here for a sec. See, this is not the cut border that we want. Man, it's still saying the same thing. Whoops. In our, let's go back over to our design page. Now we got to make sure that we know, come on, I want to make sure that we know what we're using for our design page setup. Okay, so this gives us our page setup. We are using our default mat, but we are using 9x12 acetate. What is it? Let me see. Just one sec. Let me put this thing around here somewhere. Oh, man, I'll tell you. I am the king of losing things. So the size that we're using here is 8.5 by 11. So we want to go in here and grab this guy. Oops. Eight and a half. You know, you can go down here and use that. Use the slider. You know, whatever you want. This will establish how, where our piece ends up. Right. So now we want to grab our move tool and move this guy over a little because we can see that he's relatively close to the edge. Sometimes you'd throw a square around this guy and be able to use that as a border for your stencil. For this particular one, we're just going to use the whole background because once we pull that off, we can run the Cheetos one down here and we'll be able to see kind of what's going on. This will allow us to bring it to the front, which I think, yeah. So you see if we move this guy, he fits right over our background, right? So that's what we want to do. This guy we don't want to use right now. And we want to put this here. If you take a look at our mat, you see that this is the piece here is the acetate we're using. And then here is the unit. Whoop, don't want that. Long button. Okay. Just as desperate to not let me use this this media that we're trying to use. All right, panels. We need our oh. It'd be easy if there was just something here that seemed close, or why it just won't let me use, you know, this one. Hmm. Okay. What was that? All right. It's going to give me the same. Yeah. Man, again. I understand why it doesn't want to let me use that. Auto blade. Cut. All right, so now we take this guy. And I know you guys can't see me, so let me grab my phone. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take a little walk over here, over to the silhouette that I was just talking about. So now there's lines up on the silhouette that tell you right where you want this mat to go, right? And then you just hit the load button, right? And then it's in there. And we're pretty much all set. The only thing that's important to watch out for with the silhouette is that you have room behind it because the plastic goes kind of in and out. So we're going to slide back over here for a sec and get in here and hit send. We're going to do a quick test. Okay. So now we come back over here. Back over here to the silhouette. And we just take a look at what happened. So now we just say unload. Whoops. Try not to drop it on the floor. Whoops. All right. So now we bring it back over to our desk. Switch back up into our camera mode. Sorry about this, you guys. Okay, so now we have our stencil that has our test cut in it. Now there is no way you guys can see this, but in the very corner here is a test cut. So we're gonna take a look at it, and nope, that guy did not work at all. So now we want to go back into silhouette. And we want to do another test, but this time we're going to change the depth of our tool. Okay. So we're going to go with 3 here. I'll go with Cameo Tool 1. 3. Don't think we need any track enhancing or line enhancing. We got that. We know there's nothing in there for other. All right. Okay, let's try that again. Come on. I think we're just going to have to go in here and cut it on something else because it's definitely giving me trouble. Frosted vinyl. Sometimes you got to break down and jump in here, right? And say, And hope it gives us something simple here, you know? There we go. All right. Well, that didn't give us a lot. So, that is not what we want to do at all. All right, we're going to load this guy back in again. Hit another test. So the thing with the test is you hit this button down here, and it's going to move the where the test is over, so we don't go over the one that we just were on. Then we hit test. Okay. Cutting complete. So now we take a look again. Looks like it did that cut in exactly the same place. If it did anything at all. Not sure what's going on right now. Gonna keep trying. Okay, what we don't want is alright, we want to go, let's go 4. Oh, that's the wrong spot. We didn't get it in enough, I guess. Oh, I see. Got to be on blade 1 because we don't have a blade 2. Okay. Want to do test. Come on. Weird. Oh. So we know that ain't enough. So we need more. We need to bring our tool up more. Which doesn't make a ton of sense. Try try again. Alright, so this is our fourth test. Seems like we're starting to get through, but not quite. What we'll do is see anything's stuck on here. Okay. Okay. Let's try another one. Well, all right. I want to bump this up again. Maybe put our force up a little. I don't know why that says auto tool no. Oh, almost. Oh, this is frustrating. Oh, we're going to try something which I call hit something with a sledgehammer, which is, let's go with chipboard, which is really only on 4. Huh. Let's see what happens if we go back to our material. Man, I want to just cut through. Normally this would never take this long. This would never take this long. Okay, sorry guys. We're kind of struggling here. Not sure exactly why it doesn't want to work. Cut. Auto. Don't understand why it says settings not found. Okay. Well, guys, I'm having a little problem with this device, so I think what we're going to have to do is we'll fade out for today. I'll build the stencil, I'll get everything worked out, and then tomorrow on Facebook we'll come back in and we'll take care of it. I'm actually not here tomorrow on Facebook, but I will come back to you guys as soon as I can with another video showing the next step. Worst case scenario, that would be Tuesday when I'm on YouTube again, or Wednesday on Facebook. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate your patience and hanging out with me. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but I'm going to figure it out. And so